Welcome everybody back to my channel. This is Lindsay, and today I have an Etsy shop share. Say that like 10 times fast. Etsy shop share from Liana Scrap, and you won't believe what I did today because I can barely believe it. I printed all of this, all of it. So, little background here. I have found Liana Scrap on Etsy a couple weeks ago, and I did a video where I shared some of her printables that I thought were really pretty. Well, Liana must have watched my video. I guess she watches my channel, and I didn't know that. And she contacted me and wanted me to help promote some of her digitals, and I was so excited. I guess we've been fans of each other, and now we're just getting to communicate. So she was wondering if I would show this off. So she's sponsored this video. She's been so kind with the sponsorship. She even provided me with 3 free sets of this that I've given to 3 of my crafty suppliers and friends. And so you may see some things that they make pop up around YouTube or my channel. It was a gift, so they don't have to make something with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see some. So here we go. I thought that the most impactful way to showcase this bundle that she has for sale, 60% off right now, and you can find that on her Etsy shop. I will link directly to the bundle, so you don't have to try to find the bundle in her shop. I went to her shop page. I had no trouble finding it, but sometimes, you know, if it gets moved or if you just don't see it or you're not sure which one it is, I will link directly to the bundle. So I used 2 different printers to print this. I used my laser printer. I also used my HP Pro with the instant ink. And so you'll see some with a border around it. That's my laser printer, and some borderless. That's my inkjet printer. I will also be creating a botanical journal from a mixture of these, and I will showcase that on my channel next week. So make sure that you are subscribed and you've clicked that notification bell if you want to see a journal made from some of these. So I don't have the names of each individual one, just that they're from the botanical bundle, the big mega pack. I believe there's 18 different packs represented here. They're mostly papers. There's a few ephemera sheets, and I thought I would just go ahead and flip through. I don't even know how to do this. So I just thought we would chat while I flipped through each page and just tell you whatever comes to mind that's relevant, hopefully. So I used 24-pound paper. That's what I've been using these days. I have in the past used 32-pound. I've used 28-pound. I've used 20-pound. But 24-pound is a really nice in-between size that you can use. It doesn't bulk up a journal. Sometimes it can be a little bit cheaper. You get more sheets because it is a lighter weight, but it still feels really nice. So I've been using a 24-pound paper recently. Who knows what I'll do in the future, but that's what oh, isn't that page gorgeous? I just love nature and botanicals. So you get all of these with that one purchase, which is now 60% off if you get all of them. I really like to call this a starter pack. If you're new to her shop and maybe you haven't gotten any of her digitals before, this is a wonderful way to get such a variety all at once. This is really cool. This is a chalkboard style one, and that's why the pages are so dark. You can see that my laser printer just printed these beautifully. I mean, look at the colors. I was really concerned because of the black, how well it would come out. Also, my laser printer has been down for months. It was an expensive. By expensive, I mean, I think I paid between $500 and $600 for it. So I guess it's probably not expensive for a big laser printer, but for me, for like a little home office, that's rather pricey. And it has been down for months. I've needed to replace the toner in it, and I was going to refill the toner, but that is a whole thing in and of itself. I mean, it is insane. So, well, these are the other direction. Hang on. We'll just flip the whole thing, I guess, until we have to flip it again. And so it took me quite a long time to figure that out because I had forgotten some of the steps and I had to look it up, and then it wasn't working, and then the internet wasn't working, and Finally, though, I'm so glad that I've put off procrastinating because my laser printer is back up and going. It's super cheap to print once I have it going. The toner goes a really long way when I refill it, and I can just print and print and print and not worry about it. Now, as far, oh, just look at that label page. Isn't that incredible? Love it. One thing I love about the laser printer as well is what was I saying? Yeah, you can just print and print. You don't have to worry about it. The colors are beautiful. And my HP, my inkjet, I can do borderless, but I do pay per sheet at least, if not more, because I have a monthly plan. So it's good to have both of them, I think. It kind of, honestly, the perfect setup of printers for me is a laser printer, an HP instant ink printer, and then some kind of a refillable like a Epson EcoTank or one of those other brands that are similar where you can refill the ink. If you have all three of those, you can kind of always keep going one way or another. But if you're just looking to buy one printer that you do not have to fuss with, my suggestion is to get a cheaper HP that takes instant ink. And I even have a much cheaper one. Well, I used one for a while. It was my mother-in-law's. She has it back now. But it used one of the tricolor cartridges, and I never was going to buy one of those for printing junk journaling. I'm like, I'm going to have to change that cartridge way too many times. But since it was on an instant ink program and it was the same cost to print on that as it was for the multi cartridges, I used it for a few months, and I was extremely surprised at how long the tricolor cartridge lasts, and they would just ship me another one. So, you know, if money or budget is something that you're concerned about right now, I would go ahead and get a cheaper one. If you have an Etsy shop, get one that prints a little faster maybe, but if it's for your own or just for making journals that then you're selling the journals, these are so gorgeous. Then it's okay if it prints a little slower, then save money. Just get an HP Instant Ink. These are so pretty. Just look. I'm so excited too, because this whole pack of papers I will be able to pull from and mix and match in my journals. I will pull and do a complete Liana scrap journal for Tuesday. That will be pretty much just her digitals with a few supplies, maybe lace, fabric, some basic things. But obviously I will not use all these pages in that journal. Look at these plants and herbs, journal kit add-ons, journal cards. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, they're so pretty. So I will pull from these papers for my journals. So now I'm going to talk about a couple of ideas for these blank white sides on the other side. Of course, the first and maybe the first one that could come to mind is just print on the other side. Yes, you can do that for sure. But if you don't want to use the ink, or you don't want to fiddle with it, or you want to be creative, there's lots of things you can do. You can stamp on it. You can spray coffee on it. You can spray ink on it. Yes, that will bleed through to this side, but that gives a really cool junk journal mixed media effect. I know you can hear my boys in the background. I just like to, I know that my regulars know it's my boys, the ones who watch me all the time. They know they're home from school. They know they get loud in the background. But if you're new, I have 3 small boys home on summer break. They're having a blast out there being boys, being loud. And I like to, most of the time, let them if I can handle it. Look at how pretty. Just the flowers peeking out of the corner. Okay, we were talking about the white side. Also, if you have a jelly print plate, that's a wonderful way to make quick backgrounds on papers. It doesn't cost that much. You can get one that's about the size of the back, an 8.5 by 11 or an 8 by 10. And you can get it for around $20, like on Amazon. And you can just put a little bit of ink or a little bit of paint and use stencils or stamps or even just the paint. And you can very quickly do a bunch of backgrounds without spending a whole bunch of money on ink. Look at those birds. So cute. So what about these white borders around the edges? Well, I have a couple of thoughts on that. One, don't leave them without doing something to it if you want to look professional, because it looks like you just left the white border on it. If you're just making a journal for yourself, or there's just 1 or 2 pages in the whole journal like that, I wouldn't worry about it. But if this is the main page you have in the journal and they're pretty much all white edges, that doesn't look professional. So here's a couple of tips. The first tip is to trim the edges. You can trim them with a pair of scissors if you have a very steady hand and it doesn't go all wonky. Or you can use a paper trimmer. Or I love using a tear ruler to give that really torn edge look. If you don't have a specific tear ruler, just use any ruler you have. You'll still get a less of a tear look, but it will still be a slight tear look, and it looks great. Also, take an ink pad, ink around the edges, or a little bit of paint, or do a couple fancy stitching. Sometimes I've taken a marker. I don't have a marker here, but I have a little Crayola Twistables, and I've drawn, you can do little dots, little squiggles, little hearts, little faux stitching zigzags, little faux stitching lines. There's lots that you can do to kind of include it as part of the page. And if you have a borderless printer, you will definitely get addicted to printing borderless. And we're going to get into a whole bunch of borderless prints here in just a minute. Can you believe that we are still flipping through pages and have a ton left to go? All of this is 60% off. It's just 60% off. You get all of it in one fell swoop, I'd like to say. Please make sure if you order this on Etsy, send a little note to Liana when you order it and let her know you saw it over on my channel, so she knows that that's where you came from, and it's just fun to know those sorts of things. I love the blues. I would love to pair this with, I have Something Blue, Forever Blue, Frosted Florals. There's a few that I think would just look so pretty from my papers with these. You could also cut that out and make a really big journal card. Love papers that you can write on. It's so nice to just have these printed and ready to choose from when I'm creating. It kind of speeds along the process. I did a video similar to this. Borderless. So this was Inkjet Borderless. Similar to this a year or so ago for Victoria Designs. And I printed out their entire sewing collection. And was it the entire sewing collection that I printed, or was it the entire... It was one of their collections. It was over 100 pages, and I'm still using papers from that. It's just like treating yourself. It feels so luxurious. It feels like a little crafty me time, a little crafty self-care. I highly recommend that you just take a, if you don't have a printer, you can place a big print order with a shop like my shop. If the shop takes print orders, my shop does, and that'll be linked in the description box, as well as Liana's shop. I don't think she sells prints, but you could take your order email, or put it on a thumb drive and take it over to Staples or Office Max or someplace like that and have your prints done. When you're doing that, maybe print 50 or 100 pages. Treat yourself to some beautiful papers. I mean, these are every bit as stunning as if you went to Hobby Lobby or Joann or any other place and purchased some paper packs. In fact, I think I believe they're more stunning. Now, oops, I thought that was a different set. I'm going to talk about a set here when we get to it. Really, that's all that the scrapbook papers are. Someone designed them and then they were printed professionally. So these are just an 8.5 by 11 size because our home printers usually print on that, and it works out better for junk journaling most of the time. Look at how gorgeous. I love these cards. Look at little bookmarks, little tickets. So this is the set I wanted to talk about. These are like a neutral kind of an eco-dyed feel. A couple of them got stuck. I had too many printing and they got stuck in my printer here. That's okay. That's not the way they come. That was my printer fault there. But these eco papers, so I printed them borderless on purpose because I want to fold these in half Well, I do want to fold them in half, but do I want to print on the other side first? Anyway, I want to be able to grab from them because this will go with almost any journal I create. And I'm trying to make journal pages that are neutral ahead of time so that when I'm sitting down to create a journal, I can pick from them. So these are so easy to either grab a couple and throw in my printer to print on the other side, or they're great for making little pouches, maybe to hold some goodies or ephemera. They're good to stamp or stencil or jelly print on the other side, go straight into the journals. This will last me for quite a while. You can use these like you use coffee dyed paper or any other plain type paper because you can write over it. But it adds that subtle nature feel that is just beautiful. I mean, look at all the veins in the leaf that just pop out. And we're still going. We are still going. There's still quite a few pages left in this kit. And I thought the most impactful way to share it was to flip through every single page so you do not miss a bit of it. And if you can't order it, you're still inspired. There's color schemes. There's themes. These are mostly botanical in nature, of course, but you know, you can be like, oh, I want to do a bird theme and I want to pull blue. So it really is for everyone. Look at how beautiful. I love her ability to just collage, digitally collage. It's something I'm still not very good at, but she is just, I mean, look at these little bits that she has bleeding through. They're just so pretty. It inspires me to be a better artist, both digitally and printed. I mean, can you imagine how many projects you could make with all of this? It's truly fantastic. So many beautiful flowers. Little places to write. That's gorgeous. Background you could use with almost any paper. Even if you're not making a floral or a botanical journal, you can so easily just add a couple pages into the theme. Oh, we may be upside down again. I am not sure. Yes, we are. Just beautiful. Look at these pages. Look at those florals. Liana, I want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share these. And guys, this is only a small selection of what she has available on her website. So even if you purchased this, I believe she has like 150 something listings total. And this would only be, it's one bundle, but it's 18 of those. So wow. I mean, can you imagine? It's just incredible. So that is that. I am so excited to have all these new papers to play with. And like I said, I'll be making a journal, and the plan is to have it up on the channel next Tuesday. So I hope that you will join there. If you want to join my Creative Fabrica fans page to become an exclusive fan, if you want to email me or join my Facebook group, all of that information is in the description box below. And don't forget to click on this link and at least favorite the bundle. If you don't favorite it, I would love for you to purchase it. Liana would be so blessed to get such a wonderful amount of orders from this video, and I'd be blessed to be able to help her out. So I hope you have a great day. So wonderful just chatting with you and spending this time with you. Can you believe that it was almost 20 minutes constant of flipping through papers?